everyone. In today's video, I'm bringing the mare, Priscilla, to my grandparents' farm, and I'm also doing a 5-day adventure with my aunt. We're going all over the Harvest counties, so Yarlaheim, my stable, a peninsula with wild ponies, and a bunch of other stuff. She's been really healthy. We got her checked also. I didn't want her to go to my stable for multiple reasons. Number one is probably because it is so busy now that it's fall and not as hot anymore, since it used to be super hot during the summer since we do live on a beach. My grandparents have better pastures, way more grass. It's so much more healthier for the horses. So that's another reason why. Me and my sister drove down to Dundle and spent the night at my aunt's house. She left an hour early and drove my car while I drove my aunt's car. We got all ready that morning, and my aunt Emily leaded Priscilla out of the pasture and got her all ready for the trailer. We led her into the trailer and then we got to driving. I did film front and some back of the entire way to Riverside Meadows. The mare was not restless at all. Emily told me that she loved trailers, and good for her because we're gonna be doing a long car ride all day. Then we got to my grandparents' farm and drove a little bit slower since there are a lot of hills around here. Our arrival time was 10 p.m. and we were so exhausted. We ended up taking turns for a little bit, but anyways, we were still really tired and we still had to put Priscilla in the pasture. We led her out of the trailer into the nice green grassy pasture. I just wanna say I need affection. The vet came the next morning and started checking out the mare since we wanted to make sure she was healthy and to make sure she would have a normal full birth. The vet said that she was perfectly healthy and she was super fine. She's not carrying twins or anything. And I gave her my number and the address of where we're at since this is where the foal is going to be born. The vet said she might be due sometime March or April, and then we both left, and that was overall a great day for me. Like I said before, me and my aunt are going on this big adventure all the way from the peninsula to Jarlaheim, and it's going to be about a 5-day trip. So that's super exciting. I'm going to go ahead and tack up Irene. This is one of the first times I've ridden her. So we are first going to South Hoof Peninsula, which is just a peninsula full of horses, and there's actually a rescue ranch. They have a little tiny hut house where we're going to be staying. It is a full day trip just to get all the way across the peninsula, but that is just fine with me because we actually ended up doing some cross country and we ran with the wild ponies, which was so exciting. We ended up arriving at the rescue ranch at about 8:30, so we immediately headed to bed because we were so tired and we knew we had a long day ahead of us because tomorrow we're going to go all the way back to Riverside Meadow and do a little bit of touring around there. We went ahead and got to bed, and that was one of the best sleeps of my life. We went ahead and sprung out of bed that morning because we wanted to go ahead and get a straight path to Riverside Meadows to just tour around a little bit over there. It was around 4 when we got back, so pretty early. Like I said, we did do a little tour around Riverside Meadows. I showed her where my house was and the roads that we're going to probably go on the next day. It was my sister's birthday party. She's my roommate, so we had a bunch of celebration stuff up. We got out of bed the next day and put on jackets since we are heading up north, and it should be around 50s high most likely. But the next place that we visited was Crescent Moon Village, and I was actually going to stay here instead of High Meadows because this place was really good, really outdoorsy, kind of right next to a swamp where you could hack. And I actually chose High Meadows over this because it was just warmer for my horses, even though it was really hot in the summertime. Even though this place was closer to my grandparents' farm. I showed her around a bit, but the tour was mostly tomorrow. And then my aunt, since that's her father, she went ahead and talked to him and, she caught up with him. We got on the road the next day and started heading to Jarlaheim. We actually had a great time. The weather was perfect, even though we still decided to wear jackets because it was around 50s. And then I totally forgot that I was going to put my GoPro on, so I did, and we recorded our way to Jarlaheim.
I'm still alive, I'm still alive. But you know that we might still get burned.
We ended up getting there and we realized that the place was not horse friendly, so we had to park our horses and tie them up somewhere else. So we went inside the city and Emily went shopping and she got so mad because of the prices, but that was Jarlaheim for you since they're very expensive. I don't think I mentioned before, but my parents actually live here, so we decided to visit them. Emily visited her sister and then we went to bed.
The fire is raging. The fire is raging. It's a carousel of words running around, going nowhere. How do you survive while I'm burning alive? Though the flame is there, I'm broken inside. I'm still alive, I'm still alive. But we cannot burn without nowhere.
After that, we untacked the horses and Emily left the next morning and my sister picked up the horses and we drove back to Riverside Meadows. I'm sure to take great care of Priscilla. I'm so excited to have a full running around the pastures, but that'll only be till March through April since that's when she's due. But I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!